Have you ever been catfish before?
No. What's that?
And catfish is when, so let's say you swipe right on a guy for you, right? And you think that this person, it's done in many different ways, but one of the ways that I'm going to share with you, well, two, I'm going to share one for you and one for me. So one, you swipe on the guy. The guy says that he does this, he does that, he has pictures of how he looks and everything. But when you go to meet with this person, it can be
like pussy in a bag.
It can be a situation where the person looks nothing like what they have on the photo.
Okay.
Or it might be a woman.
Yes. Yeah. No, I've never experienced that personally, thank God.
Yeah.
And I don't have much. I remember downloading a dating app one time during my college time, and I did not keep it very long. I just thought it was a waste of time. Throughout my life, every time I've dated with the intent of eventually getting married.
Yeah.
So dating apps didn't seem like it for me. People are just wanting a fling, and I'm not for that. So...
Can I talk about my experience?
Yeah, what's it been like for you?
All right. So, once upon a time, as I say in Jamaica, when I first came here, the first dating app that I went on
Tinder
was Tinder.
Oh God, it's the worst.
Man, make me tell you something.
Tinder is the worst.
Let me tell you something. Let me tell you something.
You got catfish?
I did, but I got catfish in the sense where I was seeing beautiful women, but when I do a video call or I see them in person, so, all right.
Night and day.
No shame. Listen. So you have the Coca-Cola bottle shape on the app.
Yes.
Look good. Looks like this person is hitting the gym hard. The curves are in all the right places. And then you do a video call. And you see a fat person comes up, and you're saying like, why am I seeing, are you the same person that I saw, that I swipe on, that I've been having? I just think it's so wrong.
It is.
And what I find out, and that happened to me quite a number of times, where I met people on the app, I met women on the app who posted older photos of themselves when they were in shape.
Younger photos?
Younger photos when they were in shape, and then they got out of shape, and
they're just going off of the younger pictures and hoping that they'll...
Yeah, and I'm like, why don't you just post recent pictures? Because, and I don't understand the mindset behind it. If the person doesn't like how you look currently, they're just not going to date you.
Right?
So it makes no sense hiding. It's deceptive. It's crazy. And then you talk about the morals, the values. Man, it's crazy.
Tinder is the worst, though.
Tinder is the worst. I've also tried one called, it's a church. That one was a Christian one. Upwards. I've tried Upwards, and I thought that Upwards was a little bit better than Tinder, being that it was for the Christian community. Man,
it was the same?
Talk about... They call them gold diggers. I'm just going with what they call them. There were many women who just wanted men to use and abuse, So it was horrible. And then BLK, that one has a lot of black beautiful women.
You've been on there. You've been all around.
But BLK... It's not necessarily as bad as Tinder, but it's not so much better either. The morals, the values of most of the women that I've met on it was never good.
Okay.
And
go ahead.
And also the last one that I've been on, Hinge. I think it's Hinge or the part was bad, so I've just with me. But Hinge was a very good one. I think that the women on Hinge are more intentional about dating and wanting to meet someone. And they're also very intellectual, I think that...
You didn't meet me, alright.
Of course. But I think that the people who might be on Hinge are people who probably have been on the other apps.
And they're tired
fed up. So they say, you know what, let me just go over Hinge. And actually, I had some people in a car one night, and they were just talking about their friend who got married from dating app. And they mentioned Hinge, and I said, I've never heard of that one before, and I tried it, and it was good.
It was different.
It was different, you know, it was good.
So,
but I still wouldn't recommend dating
apps
for people. It's just not the best place to go to find a mate, you know? Yeah.
So what would you say the psychological, mental, emotional effects of online dating was for you? How was it different on your mental dating online versus in person?
I think the challenges that I found was, one, catfish. As I mentioned, women posted older pictures of themselves when they were in shape versus how they looked currently.
So how did that affect you mentally? And
of course, it was discouraging. And as well as the fact that a lot of women practically looking for the guy who will take them to the next restaurant. You know, so there was no sincerity as it relates to wanting to get to know someone. All they wanted to do was
date you for a meal. That's
pretty
crazy.
Pretty much date you for a meal.
That's wicked.
So there was a lot of psychological trauma from those things, of course, and the discouragement that comes from it. It makes you have this huge guard up, and you're almost perceiving everyone the same. You might see someone who is good, but your guard is so far up, you might never actually get to know them, because you might just think that
you're just assuming that they're like the others.
They are just like the others. So psychologically, it puts you in a place where you almost want to view everyone as the same. And of course, during conversations, you can find differences in women. But some people do fake those things too.
That's true.
Some people do fake the conversations until the meal
and fake the values and everything
until the meal is paid
That's
for.
why time reveals all things. And I say, take your time.
You have never met anyone from a dating app before? Never gone out with anyone?
I have.
How was that?
It was fine. No guy was trying to catfish me. What I saw was what I got. They were just, you know, the two times that I've ever met anybody on a dating app, they were just straightforward. You know, we went out. It was actually a double date with one of my friends. Okay. So she met the other person, and I happened to just be there. And but other than that, it was what I saw was what I got, which is what I respect about most men.
Right.
They're not into this whole catfishing thing. But my experiences are so like, I don't have much experiences.
So the rusty beard. That's
you see the guy with holding the fish and the hook. You're gonna see him. He's coming in like with the hat, you know, everything with the same shades. Very much the same person.
We just forward as we are.
Yeah, you just forward just like you are.
Forward as we are.
But me, I don't have much experiences, but I can say that the two people that I've ever met on dating apps, they were straightforward.